the whole thing. All right, guys, we just got through watching the Venom from Sony movie, and I'm gonna give you a quick little non-warner. I don't think we want. You want to spoil this one?
I don't think we should give full spoilers.
No spoilers. All right.
Yeah.
So let's start off. Sean, you went in. You've heard some rumblings about it. It's coming off of the last Spider-Man movie from Sony Marvel, from the Avengers. And I think Sony is trying to start a new franchise while Spider-Man plays with the MCU. So what do you think? What do you think about it?
I think, guys, I intentionally didn't read any reviews about this. I'd heard some rumblings about people saying that they didn't like it. I intentionally didn't want to read anything so that I was, try to be as unbiased as I could. I do like Tom Hardy. I will say right off the bat, I don't think this deserved all the flack that it got. It was not a perfect movie, okay? But I will say this before I say anything else. I am excited to see where they go with this character in this particular franchise for the sequel. I think the sequel has potential to be phenomenal.
If there's a sequel.
Yeah, if there's a sequel. It was not a perfect movie. It had a lot of things in it that I probably would have taken out. But, however, Tom Hardy, my boy, came through and kind of saved it. What could be saved, he saved, and the relationship between the symbiote and Brock in the movie is kind of at the heart of what makes this movie good. I mean, it's a Venom. It's a Venom movie. It's supposed to be about Venom, and Venom itself, the character, even without the action just kind of. If I had to complain, the action, like there's scenes where he's fighting SWAT teams, and it just kind of it's a blur, and you're just kind of like whatever. I like the scenes where he was communicating with the symbiote. Those were my favorite things. What about you, Chris?
All right. Now you're about to hear the truth.
Yeah.
Here we go. I read some of those reviews, and one of the things that I was hearing that this movie was in a time capsule, like it was made before the MCU and back in the early 2000s and then brought to 2018. I disagree. I went in thinking, oh my God, all right, this is going to be... Oh, like you said, it's not the greatest movie in the world, but let me tell you right now what movies I'd like less than Venom. I think Venom was better than Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think Venom was better than Thor 2. I think Venom was better than a lot of movies in the MCU, and I think it was way better than Spider-Man 3. It was way better than Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 3.
So as far as in the Spider-Man franchise, I would say I would have it as Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man, and now Venom. And then, but that's not saying that it was the third best or third worst or whatever. It was well, just in comparison to those other two in the Spider-Man franchise. That's just where I would rank it, only because of the fact that Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, and Amazing Spider-Man was so well done. But that doesn't mean that it was close to the two other Spider-Man movies that I didn't like. It was still way ahead of the those other last two Spider-Man movies that didn't do so good, which I would put Ant-Man and the Wasp and Thor 2 before. But I still put this Venom movie before those two Marvel movies. This movie was way better than I thought it was going to be, and I went in there thinking, okay, oh God, if these all
it rubbed off on me. I was like, oh,
it was probably good that I lowered our expectations.
Yeah,
I mean, but it's still true. Whenever a movie studio releases, they wait to do the screenings before.
It's not a good sign.
It's never a good sign. So it's like, if you don't have faith in your own movie, why should I? But I think they should have. I think they should have. I think this is the type of movie where the general audience will get a kick out of it, but snooty know-it-all critics will be like, no, it's not Schindler's List, so it sucked. I don't like it. Thumbs down. But overall, I thought the action worked. I thought the relationship with Eddie and whatnot wasn't bad at all. I thought it was really good.
All right, so sorry about that. So yeah, he was saying that the relationship, he thought he was good about the symbiosis between Brock and as a character, and I think that was probably one of the parts that worked best about this movie and really gets me excited about, and hopefully we get enough money at least out of the initial 2 weekends. I have a feeling with this kind of movie, it's going to go for a weekend or two and then nosedive. So we really got to get everybody out to the theater overseas, in country, and get as much as we can. So, and I know the $100 million sounds like a ton of money, but for these days, for a big superhero movie, $100 million is not really a big budget. So come on, guys, we can get that budget back.
But I feel like they kept it. They kept it low budget, and I think that was a good thing. I think having that low budget makes it a little
obtainable.
A good story.
I thought the special effects looked good too.
I did too, and I heard people didn't like them. I couldn't see what they were talking about. It worked. It was. Here's some. If you want me to criticize something, I didn't like the villain. I thought the villain was. I thought they could have did a better job.
He didn't get much time.
But he wasn't really that. I mean, he was a jerk, but and whatnot. He was a killer and all that stuff. But he still seemed like emo. Kind of like I don't know, like a dude that was bullied.
He was the leader. He was like treating them like lesserlings. You know, like you get in the ship.
Not the symbiote villain. I mean,
you're talking about the human.
The human, that guy. Like he was a guy who was bullied all his life, and now
we won't say who that is.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's in the trailer. Everybody knows he's the villain. That rich dude and whatnot. It's already, that's not a secret, but. And the symbiote, when he became a symbiote, it was like it felt, that was the only thing that felt like Spider-Man 3 to me, because I felt like Eddie Brock was miscast on that movie, but Tom Hardy fits Eddie Brock way better, and I want to see this character mesh with the MCU. And the love interest, what's her name? I know that's Heath Ledger's ex.
Michelle Williams.
Yeah, Michelle. Yeah, she was great. I thought the connection. I thought she did a real good job.
She was in Species as a kid.
Yeah. And I liked her too. So the only criticism I really have was just the actor that played the villain. I thought that was kind of miscast, but honestly that was really my only hang up on it. I enjoyed it, and I think a lot of people will.
I do. I actually did like the movie.
Wish it was a little longer.
Yeah, I wish it was a little longer. I wish they had changed a little with the villain. But again, this is not something that's unredeemable, because this is things we can change with the sequel. I think this is a great character, and that's, to me, the fact that Tom Hardy was able to make it work with the symbiote, and it's convincing and looks good, and I was excited every time the symbiote came on screen. I decided, what are they going to do now? So I would say definitely thumbs up for me. I can't wait to see the sequel.
Some things that was happening when the symbiote was talking, at first I thought I was going to get annoyed with it, because it started working. And it was like 2 times I was thinking like what the symbiote could say, and twice I was right in my own head. I'm like, pussy was the
he's like telling, he's like, jump. And he's like, because Brock doesn't like heights, and he's like, pussy.
Like, nah. Exactly. And it was twice that I was like, I called it. It was like, I was kind of, for me, it was kind of predictable, but I still kind of didn't think that they would throw that in there.
The symbiote has a good sense of humor.
That, and I enjoyed that. It's not like,
it's a macabre sense of humor.
In the comic book, he's more, he's not that funny, or he's not that comical. At least I think maybe he becomes that later on, but in the beginning when Eddie Brock and him murder, it's a freak show. It's very horrifying.
He went from like speaking one word like food.
To, well, then he learned English.
Yeah, then he learned how to speak. But at first it was food.
Yeah, that's all he would say. But that relationship was real good. So I enjoyed it. I think this is one of the most interesting characters on screen that Marvel's come out with, and I really don't. My expectations was low. I don't get the fuss. Will it break Avengers records?
No way.
But
I'm sorry, it's just not going to.
I think it deserves a sequel and some momentum. I feel like, and I feel like it should get it. I don't want this to be a one and done. If I don't care to see the movie ever again, in my mind, I'm like, I liked it, but I probably won't watch it again. Then I'll feel like I don't care if there's a sequel. But this one, I probably will continue to watch. I'll definitely buy it.
I'll get it on 4K Blu-ray or something.
Exactly, and I want to see where it goes.
Yeah,
that's exactly where it left me. It made me say, where is it going to go?
That should be a test right there. Do you want a sequel? Yes, I want a sequel for this movie.
I want to see these characters again.
And we're not gonna say what happens at the end of this movie.
Nope,
no. But when you see the end of this movie,
the best thing.
You're gonna be like, oh,
perfect.
Please God, put this in the sequel.
It's going to be great.
We'll leave it at that.
So overall, yeah, great film. I hope people go check it out. I give it my recommendation, whatever that's worth. And go see Venom.
Go see Venom.
Tom Hardy.
Peace.